It's the Slam Dunk.
OK, Duncan Ferris has proved once again he's not fit for public office. The Te Pāti Māori MP has once again proved he's a cowardly racist who can't hide his anti-Pākehā, anti-Chinese, anti-Indian views. He doesn't have the judgment or temperament to be an MP taking a taxpayer's salary. This time, he's posted on social media platform Instagram a photo of Labour campaigning in the Tamaki Makaurau by-election. And Ferris says, "This blows my mind. Indians, Asians, blacks and Pākehā campaigning to take a Māori seat from a Māori. And you know when Willie Jackson finds it racist? You've crossed the line."
Oh, it makes them feel like, like they're not part of Aotearoa, and they are, and he should know that. Stop this exclusive rubbish and just apologise, Doc, and let's all get on with it. And, it really taints the campaign, and he should know better.
Jackson's normally reluctant to upset his future coalition partner, but this time he had to get off the fence and face the reality that this is indefensible.
Is it racist?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
The Māori parties apologised, saying they've been in the trenches and feeling the weight of constant attack. They're making excuses for his behaviour. That's what that is. They say they're sorry and they've asked Ferris to remove it. They're not sorry. They say they don't support his language and choice of words. Change the words, they still support the entire tenet of the attack. In other words, since they have that Privileges Committee ban, Te Pāti Māori have stayed away from Parliament. They simply rarely show up anymore. Te Pāti Māori should take a tougher stance on Ferris. They should go further, but they won't. They'll get around him and support him. Behind the tough talk of apologies, etc., they will keep him. Removing him is too much, too hard. He holds a seat, and it's likely his fellow Te Pāti Māori MPs have no problem with his post at all. But this guy Ferris continues to offend and get away with it. He's anti-Pākehā. He's anti-anything and anyone who isn't Māori, and he's stupid. He's an arrogant, swaggering MP, and he can't even bring himself to say sorry for his latest racist waffle. He won't even front on it. Duncan Ferris has made it clear since arriving in Parliament he's only there for Māori, no one else. He has open contempt for others, in my view, picking his nose and eating his submitters spoken in favour of the Treaty Principles Bill and Select Committee. Remember that? Refusing to apologise in English when he was asked to in Parliament.
Ka te whakangungua ki tōku marae ki te kāinga. Ahau, te tahi, ko oti ahau, te tuhi, I ngā tohu paitahi e toru.
He said the apology means more in Māori anyway than English, hence why he only spoke in Māori. It's arrogance. His arrogance is on show most days. He doesn't care who he upsets and offends. He's not a humble man, but he's certainly educated. Even he'll tell you that.
I'm not afraid of consequence or anything like that. I made some statements on the day I wrote the speech. I'm the holder of 3 undergraduate degrees and a master's degree, written plenty of stuff. I know the nuances of the English language and I know what I wrote.
I called him a destructive, arrogant tosser earlier this year, and I think I was probably too kind in hindsight. He's clear that he believes Māori are a superior race to Pākehā. He said it. He believes in it for some reason. He's not a man you'd let babysit your kids, is he? He's divisive. He's Parliament's most unlikable MP by a long way. He said the parliamentary system is racist. How he would ever work in government, I have no idea. He agrees that non-Māori, like us, are here by invite only. He's achieved absolutely zero for Māori since he arrived in Parliament, surprising everyone when he got that seat. He surprised everyone when he won Te Taitonga seat in the South Island from Labour. To say it went to his head's a rank understatement. The guy's an embarrassment to New Zealand, an embarrassment to Parliament, an embarrassment to Māori all over the country. Why do I know that? Because they tell me. The best speech ever that I've seen in Parliament came from Shane Jones earlier this year. I want to take you through this. When he took down Ferris peg by peg by peg, and Ferris had no idea how to respond because he hadn't written notes beforehand. See, this guy writes notes, and he formally writes speeches, so he just reads them off the computer. Jones stands up. He's so good, Jones. He's a colossus. When he needs to be a colossus, he's a colossus. And he makes Ferris seem like a misguided, angry, racist twat. Enjoy this. This is from Shane Jones.
This young, inexperienced, largely unknown member has come to this House, levelled serious attacks against other members, which caused our party, through our whip, to make a formal complaint. These decisions are not taken lightly, but sadly the complaint cannot deal with the deeper virus. And the virus is that member, day after day, swaggers and shows an utter contempt for the obligations and duties that fall upon us as taxpayer representatives of the public look no further than the surreptitious manner of the politician, of that politician's apology, an attempt not to offer the apology in both languages. And I'm saddened by that, Mr. Speaker. I know that Te Reo Māori is one of our official languages. I know the member is allowed to use Te Reo. The people, however, who deserve the apology on the basis of a finding of contempt, they ought to have heard that apology in both languages of the treaty. An unwillingness to offer an apology in English shows contempt for the vast majority of the New Zealand members of the public who pay his salary. Of course, this is a small element of seeking to deploy and weaponise tikanga and Māori culture to pretend if you have Māori blood and you're in this parliament, you don't answer to the same rules and regulations. I pray and hope that the New Zealand public at the next electoral experience deliver an appropriate response to that level of superciliousness. We cannot afford to have this ethnic warping of our democracy. If you come to Parliament, you accept, along with your fellow New Zealanders, an obligation to uphold the duties of being a parliamentarian. If you do not want to uphold those obligations, get another job. Don't come and deprecate, don't come and take for granted, and do not trivialise the inordinate privilege that many other Māori members of the iwi community, of the Taitonga community, have sought to achieve the status of being here to replace such people as Eruera Tirikatene, such people as Patterson from Ngaitahu in the 1800s, such people as the All Black Tutakawa Wiley. Do you really think that they would have thought there was any honour in giggling, trivialising, demonising this Parliament through that display of not only committing an act of contempt, but accusing my leader, Winston Peters, and others of being liars? Now, there may be elements in our iwi community who think this is a gross overreaction. This is not an overreaction. This is a level of the obligation that sits upon everyone. Because when we are here as parliamentarians, Mr. Speaker, we have an indivisible duty. And it's about time, and this report actually affirms the importance of not splitting rules to suit people who enjoy a different ethnicity. Yes, he did make an apology in Te Reo. I've been speaking Te Reo since that guy was born. And I would have had no hesitation in offering an apology with humility to every single New Zealander who I have treated with contempt, and I take for granted the money they pay every day for the handsome salary we enjoy as public servants. No, this member beats to a drum where he believes he's impervious. He's beyond any of this criticism because he's blessed with some pure non-muggles Māori blood. Shame on you for bringing your own people into disrepute. Shame on your leaders for not insisting you show whakaiti, you show humility. And shame on you for misrepresenting and bringing whakamā to the long list of leaders who have held the positions of the Māori seat. There is no honour in this arrogant, no honour in this childish, no honour in this contemptuous display of disregard for what it means to be a parliamentarian. And I'm very proud to stand and give this speech and to stand with the architects of this report. Too afraid to turn up in the courtyard of Parliament's highest committee. No, it's in here. I can quote, the invitation was given. The invitation was not taken up from the very member who says that a number of us are too afraid in our political life to stand up and be counted. So to the committee who have come up with this report, sadly there are likely to be other instances.
Editor-in-Chief with Duncan Garner.